is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It is 4:27 here on our Monday morning. Thanks for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We begin with breaking news from overnight. Avon Community Schools will be closed for the day after a student has tested positive for the coronavirus.
Yes, that is COVID-19. And then we can tell you that Avon Community Schools will be doing an e-learning day today. So if that is your student, keep that in mind. They do still have some responsibilities today. The student went to an elementary school, Hickory Elementary School. They are closing that building for the next 2 weeks. Students there will return, students and staff that is, will return after spring break. We'll continue to keep you updated as we learn any new information about that case or any other cases here in central Indiana.
And a number of businesses, churches taking precaution. We know Eli Lilly now telling a number of their workers to work from home. These are people who already work from home, people who work in their labs and do research and other things like that. There at the headquarters, they will report to work, but they are asking some employees to work from home just to reduce the chances of that virus spreading.
Yeah, those are people who do, as you said, more office work that can work from their home on their computers, but the manufacturing and people who are involved in that will be reporting to work today. And as we mentioned, churches are taking some precautions. They did yesterday. Several churches, saying don't shake hands, different things with communion. So we'll be keeping you updated as we learn more on precautions being taken around the area. We do want to switch gears right now and talk about our forecast. Man, yesterday was a beautiful day, Alyssa.
Really nice.
Yeah. Yes, it was gorgeous out, and we're going to see similar temperatures today, but we are going to see some changes moving in. Not quite as much sunshine. We're going to see clouds move in as we head through the day, and we're also going to see some breezy winds out there. Those winds out of the south-southwest, about 20 miles per hour with gusts close to 30 miles per hour, especially this morning. Now, as we head into the evening, then we are going to see a chance of some rain moving in. That could linger into tomorrow morning as well. As we head through the week, we're going to see a few chances of showers here and there, but those temperatures are going to stay pretty warm this week.
All right, Alyssa, thank you.
Well, and another story we have for you today is part of our Hiring Hoosiers. Kelsey Anderson went up to Ball State to work with students in a program called Mad Jacks. It has to do with architecture students preparing for their futures. They're not just sitting in the classroom and doing things that you'd expect students to do at school. They're actually getting out into the community and using those skills. So we'll have Kelsey with more on that story. Plus, we'll have news, weather, and traffic to kick off your Monday. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 4:30, a local school district is closed this morning after an elementary school student tested positive for coronavirus. The latest on the outbreak in central Indiana and what is being done to stop the spread.
A cruise ship with more than 20 COVID-19 infected passengers is set to port in California today. A couple from Muncie is on board that ship. What they say about their experience in quarantine.
And property owners along the controversial Nickel Plate Trail could get something for their troubles. The help being offered to those impacted as the project moves forward. 4:30 here on your Monday morning. Thanks for starting the week with us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. We have Alyssa Donovan with us here this morning to break down what we can expect in the forecast this week. Let's start with Monday. What can we expect?
So today we are going to see a lot of clouds building in. We're not going to see as much sunshine as we saw yesterday, but those temperatures are still going to be pretty warm today. That's the good news. We are starting warm this morning with those temperatures in the 50s across the area. 51 in Indianapolis, 54 in Martinsville, and 56 in Bloomington. So we're just going to climb a few degrees into the low 60s at many locations today. We also have partly cloudy skies to start, but that is going to increase as we head into the afternoon. We have a low pressure system just off to our west, and that's going to start to track into Indianapolis. What that's going to do is start with just bringing us some cloud coverage and some gusty winds this morning, and then by the evening we are going to see that potential of some rain moving across the area. So we're starting rather warm this morning in the upper 40s and low 50s. We'll climb into the upper 50s and low 60s this afternoon. Those winds a little bit breezy out of the south-southwest, about 20 miles per hour. Those gusts close to 30 miles per hour. And then we do have that rain moving in overnight.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. We want to get a check of your traffic as you're heading out the door to start your Monday. If you're heading out early this morning, this is what it looks like at I-465 and Sam Jones Expressway. This is over on the west side of town. You can see traffic here is moving along up to speed. No major issues to slow you down. So let's head up to the north side. Give you a little bit At I-465 and Michigan Road, traffic in this spot is traveling smoothly. We'll continue to keep you updated if there are any crashes or delays to slow you down. It is 4:32. One local school district canceling classes today, and others are taking precautions as additional cases of that coronavirus have developed here in central Indiana.
Avon Community School Corporation announcing late last night that an elementary school student tested positive for the virus. The district sent a message on its website and Facebook saying all of the schools in the district will have an e-learning day today. Hickory Elementary School, where the student attends, will be closed for the next 2 weeks. Students and staff will return to the classroom after spring break on April 6th. Additional information on the student and their condition have not yet been released.
A person out in Hendricks County has also tested positive for that coronavirus. The Indiana Department of Health says the patient traveled to Boston in late February to attend a Biogen conference and developed flu-like symptoms. That person had mild symptoms and is now in isolation. More than a dozen COVID-19 cases have been tied to that Biogen conference nationwide, including a Marion County man who is Indiana's first case of the disease. The state's health commissioner is now asking Hoosiers who attended the Biogen conference to self-quarantine at home, monitor for symptoms, and notify their local health department if they develop a cough, a fever, or shortness of breath.
In addition, Noblesville schools sent a notice to parents last night saying a parent has been told to self-quarantine. This comes after they attended an out-of-state event last week where another person tested positive for the virus. District officials say the parent will keep their children at home as well to avoid exposing others. So far, that parent has not shown any symptoms. However, the family did attend baseball and swim events at Noblesville High School this weekend before the parent became aware of the need to self-quarantine. Officials say there is no need to panic, but if you were at those events, you should be extra vigilant in watching for symptoms.
Developing this morning, a cruise ship with at least 21 passengers that tested positive for coronavirus is set to dock in Oakland, California today.
The Grand Princess cruise ship was supposed to stop in Mexico when they were ordered to come back to San Francisco last week. A couple from Muncie is aboard that ship and has been in quarantine off the coast.
RTV6 spoke to Vicki Fisher, who is with her husband Bill on that ship. They say a previous passenger who had been on the cruise ship prior to their cruise died from the virus. They have been trying to make the most of their time despite their situation. They've been served meals by staff members dressed in protective gear and have had to stay in their rooms since Thursday.
Well, emotionally, I'm fine because we are symptom-free right now. Try not to panic and just try to go with faith over frenzy. But, so if you have faith, you just roll with it. You just know that someone else is in charge, and I knew not to go in that direction. But we're doing fine. Actually, we're in good spirits.
Well, good for them. Vicki says that she is anxious about what is next. They've been told that they will be sent to a military institution to quarantine once they are able to get off that ship. Officials in Oakland have not said what time today the ship will port in Oakland, and they're still working out the safety details.
IU Health is offering a virtual clinic to screen people for COVID-19. It's a way patients can get checked for the virus without leaving home. The screening is through their virtual care mobile app and is staffed 24/7 with doctors and registered nurses. When you log on, you'll be asked a series of questions about where you have traveled and your symptoms. Health officials stress that if you think you have symptoms of the coronavirus, do not just show up at the hospital. Either use the virtual app or call ahead. Throughout this process, our goal has been to educate and prepare you. Health officials say the best way to guard against coronavirus is to learn about it. We've compiled everything you need to know in one spot. Just head to theindychannel.com/coronavirus.
Now to other news of the day. It is 4:36. An investigation is underway this morning after a body was recovered from the White River just west of downtown. First responders were called out to a trail behind the Indianapolis Zoo just after 3:30 yesterday afternoon. IMPD says what led up to a person's death is still being investigated. The name of the person has not been released at this time.
Police have arrested 2 men in connection to a homicide investigation in Lafayette this weekend. According to Lafayette police, 32-year-old Floyd Smith and 25-year-old Joseph Wilkerson are now both being charged with murder. They're believed to be involved in the stabbing death of 29-year-old Donald Alkire. Investigators say the incident happened in the 500 block of North 7th Street Saturday night. Alkire suffered from a stab wound to the neck and later died at the hospital. Police have not released any more details and are still investigating.
Meetings will be held today and tomorrow to talk about compensation for landowners near the planned Nickel Plate Trail. The controversial project will remove old concrete train tracks and turn the space into an 8-mile trail connecting Noblesville and Fishers. Property owners along the trail in Marion, Hamilton, and Tipton counties may be up for compensation. Meetings will be held at 2 different locations this afternoon to discuss the possible cash. One will be at 2 p.m. at the Hamilton County 4-H grounds. The other will be at the Hilton Garden on North by Northeast Boulevard at 5:30. Lawyers will be there to answer any questions about making claims and how compensation will be determined.
Changes are being made in West Lafayette to help supply free feminine hygiene products in the city. Tampons and pads will be made available in all city building restrooms, including men's and gender-neutral restrooms. The move comes after Purdue University began offering them in their campus facilities. City council members did not say how much it will cost to offer the products.
It was a good but close game for the Pacers and Victor Oladipo last night as they beat the Dallas Mavericks on the road. Indiana led most of the game but was down by 5 with 3 minutes left. That's when the defense and Oladipo came through, scoring the final 6 points to win the game 112-109. The Pacers are back at home tomorrow night against the Boston Celtics.
Democratic presidential candidates Senator Bernie Sanders and former Vice President Joe Biden getting some big endorsements ahead of tomorrow's primaries. Coming up, their strategies as they head into Super Tuesday, round 2.
And thousands evacuating from their homes as a wildfire tears through Oklahoma. Still ahead, the look at the damage as flames continue to spread. Alyssa.
And today we're going to see a cloudy, warm, and windy day. Rain chances move in this afternoon and evening. I'll have the details coming up.
Hiring Hoosiers only on RTV6.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The time right now is 4:41 on your Monday, and here's a live look right now at traffic to our southwest, I-465 near Man Road. Traffic in this area is moving along up to speed, both eastbound and westbound. We'll continue to monitor your Monday morning commute and keep you updated on any delays.
After big endorsements for both former Vice President Joe Biden and Senator Bernie Sanders, tomorrow's primaries could be a landmark moment in the 2020 presidential campaign. 6 states are set to vote in what's being called Super Tuesday Round 2. The remaining candidates are now fighting, especially for Michigan, with 125 delegates up for grabs. John Lawrence has the latest.
It'll be like deja vu all over again, but not quite as big. On Super Tuesday 2, contests will be held in Washington State, Idaho, North Dakota, Missouri, Mississippi, and most importantly, Michigan, with its 125 delegates. Democratic presidential candidates Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders spent the weekend stumping.
We're building a coalition. We're building a coalition that most successful presidents of our lifetime, Barack Obama, had started.
Change never takes place from the top on down, always from the bottom on up.
Each candidate received a big endorsement. California Senator Kamala Harris is backing Biden.
We need a leader who really does care about the people and who can therefore unify the people. And I believe Joe can do that.
While the Reverend Jesse Jackson is supporting Sanders.
A lot of talk these days about democratic socialism. What does all that mean? The opposite word is democracy, all for and by the people.
Biden has a delegate lead over Sanders thanks to his dominant performance on the first Super Tuesday.
This is not an election just for the soul of the Democratic Party. It's a battle for America's soul.
Sanders, meanwhile, is still awaiting Super Tuesday results from delegate-rich California, where he is leading in a slow count, and focusing on Michigan, a state he narrowly won in 2016.
Let us win the Democratic nomination. Let us defeat Donald Trump.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
President Donald Trump says he will not be attending the annual St. Patrick's Day lunch at the Capitol because of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. The lunch has been held every year since 1987 and is hosted by the sitting speaker. The White House says Trump's decision not to attend is because of his relationship with Pelosi, accusing her of driving, quote, discord and disunity. Pelosi responded saying that she would think the White House could, quote, set petty partisan politics aside for this historic occasion. Vice President Mike Pence will also not be in attendance. There have been 4 other times presidents have not attended. They sent VPs in their place.
Rescuers are still searching for survivors in the rubble of a collapsed hotel in southeastern China. The hotel was being used as a quarantine facility for people potentially exposed to the coronavirus. Witnesses said they heard a loud bang before the building went down Saturday. At least 10 people were killed and 23 others remain missing. Chinese state media is suggesting the owner of the building could be at fault. Construction was reportedly being done on the first floor when a worker called the owner about concerns over a structural pillar. The building collapsed shortly thereafter. The owner was taken in for questioning while officials investigate.
This morning, evacuations are underway in Oklahoma as a wildfire continues to rip through that region. The fire, known as the 412 fire, was sparked Saturday afternoon and has burned at least 29,000 acres. 2 towns in the state's panhandle have been told to evacuate as the flames threaten their homes. Some structures have already burned. So far, the wildfire is about 50% contained. Back here at home, we've had pretty calm weather so far in the forecast. Alyssa, what can we expect today, though?
Yeah, so you know what? We're going to see a mostly calm day, but we do have some changes coming this week. We're going to see a few chances of showers here and there throughout our week. We're going to start with those chances of showers tonight, but I want to show you to start our day, fairly warm, 51. And you can see those winds are a little bit breezy this morning out of the south, about 15 miles per hour in Indianapolis, about 20 miles per hour down in Bloomington. And we are continued to see those gusty winds throughout the day. So what's going on is we have partly cloudy skies this morning, and then we have this low pressure system that's just off to our west right now. That's continuing to build, and what that's going to do is continue to track into Indiana today, bringing us the potential of cloud coverage throughout the day, and then we are going to see that potential of rain moving in this late afternoon and evening. More likely we'll see that by the evening. So here we are on TrueCast. You can see starting to build in those clouds by mid-morning, and then the afternoon is looking fairly dry as well. We're going to see those rain showers in from the northwest, and those are going to continue to track across the area overnight. Could linger into our Tuesday morning too, and then Tuesday is going to be sort of our break between two systems as another one comes in on Wednesday. Today, as we head through the day, we're starting with some gusty winds this morning, about 30 miles per hour. We're going to continue to see those sustained winds about 15 to 20 miles per hour, but those gusts will die down a little bit by this evening. Only about 15 mile per hour wind gusts by the time that rain shower is coming in. So that's the good news. High temperatures staying above average throughout the week. We're going to be into the low 60s today. Usually we are into the upper 40s for our daytime high, and we are going to stay warm throughout the week with just a small chance here and there of a spot shower by the weekend, possibly a rain-snow mix in there as well, and of course we'll keep an eye on that for you. Starting in the upper 40s this morning with those cloudy skies moving in throughout the day. Those winds are going to be a little bit breezy out of the south, southwest, and then we have that rain moving in later this evening into the overnight hours and early Tuesday before we see a dry afternoon Tuesday. Temperatures, though, you can see staying very warm this week. We're staying in the 50s and 60s. Those rain showers really every day this week we have a chance. The latest chance is going to be today, where we see that just in the evening, and then tomorrow morning chance of those showers, a chance on Wednesday and Thursday before we see a nice day Friday, but more chances this weekend, and by Sunday that's when we have that potential of a rain snow mix in the forecast.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. We are keeping a close eye on traffic this morning. Let's take you over to the west side. This is I-465 and I-74. No problems here for your commute. Everything's traveling smoothly. So let's plan out your drive, taking a look at our traffic now maps as you head in from the east side along westbound I-70 between Post Road and I-65 at the North Split. It's a 10-minute commute, no delays. So let's take a look at your drive time heading southbound on I-69 this morning through Hamilton County. Starting off here at State Road 37, heading to the I-465 ramp system. That's a quick 5-minute commute southbound, so no issues. Let's take a look out that way right now. Our INDOT traffic camera at I-69 and I-465. You can see things are quiet this Monday morning. We'll continue to keep a close eye on those roads and keep you updated on any issues.
Humans create an estimated 300 million tons of plastic waste each year. Now, scientists think a type of caterpillar could be the key in getting rid of some of it. The waxworm seems to be able to eat through pretty much any type of common plastic. A new study found certain microorganisms help the worms eat and process the plastic quickly. Once the waxworms eat the plastic, it becomes a biodegradable yellowish liquid. They hope to figure out what lets the worms process plastic plastic and use it to design something large scale.
At 4:49, March is Women's History Month, and to celebrate, Google is making new doodles and announcing the top shared women on their platform. The most searched include singer Taylor Swift, tennis star Serena Williams, author Toni Morrison, and comedian Awkwafina. For International Women's Day, that was on Sunday, the site also changed their Google Doodle to honor women. The animation showed off women in different countries and their contributions.
Dairy Queen is turning 80 and is offering a special deal to celebrate. The ice cream shop posted the announcement on Twitter by offering a buy one, get one Blizzards for 80 cents. The deal is going on now through Sunday, March 15th. Sign me up.
Yes, the famous sled race through snow and extreme cold is underway right now in Alaska. After the break, a look at the start of this year's Iditarod.
And after issues with transportation, Indianapolis Public Schools has reached a deal with the union that represents its bus drivers. New at 5, details on the agreement and what it means for the district's future. But first,
I'm Vinny Politan. Coming up today on Court TV, our continuing coverage of the long-anticipated trial of Robert Durst, the so-called Jinx murder trial. Last week, 2 days of opening statements for the prosecution. They will continue today, hopefully finished, because then the defense will have their opportunity for an opening statement. But we'll bring it all to you from Los Angeles. That's today on Court TV.
And don't forget, you can watch Court TV live right on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. It is 4:50. We'll be right back. It is 4:54. Here's a live look right now at traffic on the north side. I-465 and Michigan Road. You can see traffic there is moving along smoothly, both eastbound and westbound. Still pretty quiet out that way this morning. We'll keep a close eye on things and keep you updated.
Mushers in Alaska are getting ready to hit the snow again this morning as the famous Iditarod dog sled race gets underway. The ceremonial part of the competition began Saturday in Anchorage, and teams went through the extreme terrain in Willow last night. The entire race covers 1,000 miles. The race marshal says there's a lot of snow this year as Anchorage nearly set a record for snow last month. The Iditarod began in 1973 and now attracts people from around the world. The winner could cross the finish line in Nome as early as next Tuesday.
Well, remember those plastic green soldiers you may have played with as a child? They're probably all male. Well, a company called BMC Toys will change that. The toys will come in 15 poses like bazooka operator and captain. BMC is taking orders for them right now, and it plans to ship the first sets in October. The figures are the result of the Plastic Army Women Project. BMC owner Jeff Imel says that 6-year-old girl named Vivian asked him to, quote, make Army girls that look like women. Well, that melted his heart and other hearts too. So a Kickstarter campaign paid for the design work, and now the toys are almost ready to be sold for playtime with kids like Vivian.
Very cool. Love that. All right, we got all the girls here this morning. Meteorologist Todd Clausen back though from Hawaii, and will be joining us in just a moment. But first, Alyssa's going to tell us a little bit about what we can expect today.
Yeah, so we're going to see another warm day, a lot more cloud coverage though, some breezy conditions as well. We're going to see those winds out of the south-southwest about 20 miles per hour, and then we are going to see that rain moving in overnight and into our Tuesday. Really a chance of showers almost every day this week, even just a minimal chance here and there. But you can see those temperatures are staying well above average. We're in the 50s and low 60s for much of the week. Small chance of a rain-snow mix by the weekend.